Tonight's the night for you and everyone. The band will play until the break of day. Your turn, come on. Late. What a funny place to keep a hedgehog. Jesus Christ. Tonight's the night you can't afford to miss. The moon is bright and there are girls to kiss. Our band will play until the break of day. Late. Tonight's the night. Lift up the sound of your voice. Good evening. Oh, lovely. 2, 3, 4. Tonight's the night. We're gonna have some fun. Tonight's the night for you and everyone. Let's dance and sing and make the rafters ring. Early tonight's the night. We go. Watch me legs, they go ever so fast. Come on, girls, legs up. Come on, that queen's legs are never down. You know, lift up the sound of your voice. Lift up your hearts and rejoice. 2, 3, 4. Tonight's the night. We're gonna have some fun. Tonight's the night for you and everyone. Let's dance and sing and make the rafters ring. Whoa, late tonight's the night. Tonight's the night, yeah! Well, I've just been shocked, rigid, and I am not easily shocked. I've just come through that front door by that reception 20 minutes ago, and there was a lady sat on the reception steps crying all together. I said, "What are you crying for, cock?" She said, "Yes." And then I sat down and cried with her. Anyway, I've just seen a lesbian friend of mine as well down by those steps. Well, she was in such a state. I said, "What the bloody hell's up with you?" She said, "I'm pissed off and I'm depressed." I said, "Why?" She said, "Well, it's my tits are so small." I said, "Well, get a piece of toilet paper, put it between your tits and rub it up and down." She said, "Will it work?" I said, "Well, it did with your fucking arse." It's lovely to be working amongst, you know, my own sort, really, because, I mean, I work in holiday camps all the while, you know, Butlins, Pontins, and I did this place in South Wales last year. Oh, my God, you've never seen anything like it. Jesus Christ almighty. If you dropped a bomb on it, you couldn't do a fiver's worth of damage. Actually, I've been on Hampstead Heath all afternoon. What a bleeding waste of time. The best piece of arse I've had all day is when they poked my hand through the toilet paper just a minute ago. Come on then, I want to hear you singing. Brown girl in the ring. La, la, la. There's a brown girl in the ring. La, la, la. Brown girl in the ring. La, la, la. She. Oh, it's like a real concert. Just one cornet all. Give it to me. Delicious ice cream. Oh, I'm touched. They're tasty, tasty. Very tasty. Very tasty. Wow, the man from Del Monte, he say, yeah! I'm getting paid for this, you daft bastards. Softness is a thing called... No, softness is a thing called disappointed. I love the adverts. Have you seen that one with that girl, you know, she goes round and makes the morning coffee. They're sat there in the kitchen having a cup of coffee. She says, "Oh, head and shoulders, I didn't know you had dandruff." She says, "You cheeky twat." She said, "That's like me coming round your house and going, 'Oh, Ariel automatic, I didn't know you had skid marks up your knickers.'" And what about that shaken back? Have you seen that shaken back advert? Oh, it's terrible. I mean, that woman's seriously injured in hospital. Have you seen it? Oh, it's terrible. Now, you picture the scene. They were in the studios. They've got the cameras, the light, the sound. She started off, you know, "I'll do the shake hand back and put the freshness back. Oh, the handle of the Hoover's just gone up my crack." Oh. Thank you, music lovers. What about these bloody Australians and what coming over here and trying to teach us about lager, cheeky bastards? I mean, Castlemaine, 4X. They've only put 4X because they can't spell piss. Anyway. Are you welcome? Are you welcome? Are you ready to welcome our first artist? Yeah! Okay, well, you're in for a ball. I really mean this. We've got 6 of the most outrageous but very talented artists coming on stage, and you really are just in for brilliant time. So please give a very, very warm welcome to our first artist on stage, the outrageous Lola Lasagna. Woo! Come on, Lola.
Carpenter out of the way. A little song just to explain who the fuck I am. Are you in a good mood this evening? My name is Lola. I am a drag queen. I look good in everything I wear. I have the perfect derriere. Men find me gorgeous. That's not surprising, cause I'm a stunner in a dress. Naomi Campbell, she's a mess. I have the looks and poise. I'm into men, not boys. If you're butch and you're out for action, let me be your choice. Yes, I'm Lola, I'm free and single. I'm looking for somewhere to mingle. Yes, I'm Lola, I'm free and single. I like earrings and stillies and men with big willies. Yes, I'm Lola, I'm out for love. But it's nice to be here, I must admit, in the Cockney Rooms here in London. It's not bad here, isn't it? Look lovely with a lick of paint and a major fire. Now, I hope you appreciate the effort I've gone to, because the frock, do we like the frock? Yes. Because this is Hot Foot from the Bianca Jackson fashion collection from EastEnders. Yes, I just walked through Albert Square, I pushed Geeta out of the way, I said, fuck off, bitch. Straight up to Bianca's store, I picked the bargain that I wanted. Wasn't she a cruel cow on EastEnders when she did that fashion show? Bianca Jackson turns into Vivienne Westwood. I mean, please, fancy putting Carol Jackson into that sequin dress. I never knew she could make mutton look like ferret. And I've had the hair done especially this evening. I went to my local stylist, which is Maurice's of Balham. It is, he's a lovely queen. I only go and see him because his poodle died and he needs the money, bless him. So no, I went to see him and I said, would you make me look like a sex kitten, please? And I come out looking like Rita Fairclough on acid, but we can't have everything, can we? And backstage, oh, you should see it backstage. The conditions, my goodness me, thank God none of us are asthmatic. The dust in here, dear God, I don't know. It's a bit of a tight squeeze, you see, and the crew here, the crew, you've never seen bastards like it. Dirty fuckers, the lot of them. But earlier on this afternoon, because we've been here since last Tuesday, I was out the back and I tried to get into the toilet because, I sort of needed the call of nature. And I pushed the door and I couldn't get in and it was like jammed, so I pushed it again and it flew open. And there were two of the guys from the crew, they were stood there. And one was stood up and the other one was sort of like bent over the pan with his head up the S-bend. And the one standing up behind him had his fingers up his bottom. So what you doing? He said, my mate here's had too much to drink, I'm trying to make him sick. I said, you won't make him sick with your fingers up his bottom. He says, I will when I take him out and put him in his mouth. So I thought this morning, I got out of bed and I thought I'd pop down to church to confession because it's cleanse my soul for the day ahead, And I don't know if you've ever been to confession, but I was sat in the box, the little booth they have, like Doctor Who's TARDIS, but without the trimmings. And the priest looked through at the through the spy hole at me, and he went, my child. I said, forgive me, Father, for I have sinned. He said, what is your crime, my child? I said, well, it's like this. I was bent over the freezer, I was getting something out of it for my fellow's tea, and the urge came upon him. He grabbed hold of me, he ripped off all my clothes, he threw me on the floor and started shagging me like it was going out of fashion. Forgive me, Father, for I have sinned. He said, my child, sexual intercourse between two people who love each other is not a sin in the eyes of God. I said, does this mean they'll let me into heaven still? He said, of course, my child. I said, thank fuck for that, because they won't let me back in Tesco's again, I can tell you. So that's the story about this drag queen, and I'll do everything I can in my bid to get a man, but that's the problem when you're a drag queen, because when you get them into bed, they just try on your frocks instead. They won't go down on their knees, they just wear your jewellery. So if you're butch and you're out for action, fellas, please choose me. Yes, I'm Lola, I'm free and single.
I'm looking for somewhere to mingle. Yes, I'm Lola, I'm free and single. I like earrings and stillies and men with big willies. Yes, I'm Lola, I'm out for love. I'm out for love. Absolutely fabulous. What about that then? There he goes on his toes, off on a wee-wee, I suppose. I might be wrong, I must admit, he may have gone to... Anyway, we're going to bring on a brilliant vocal impressionist. He's just going to knock your socks off. So please, put your hands together and welcome on stage, Mr. Tony Carnegie! Yes!
Don't think I can feel like there's something wrong. You've been the sweetest part of my life for so long. I look in your eyes, there's a distant light. 'Cause you and I know there'll be a storm tonight. This is getting serious. Now you're thinking about you or us. Don't say what you're about to say. Look back before you leave my life. Be sure before you close that door. Before you roll those dice, baby, think twice. Baby, think twice for the sake of our love, for the memory, for the fire and the faith that was you and me. Babe, I know it easy when your soul cries out the high ground. 'Cause when you're halfway up, you're always halfway down. But baby, this is serious. Now you're thinking about you or us. Don't say what you're about to say. You look back before you leave my life. And be sure before you close that door. Before you roll those dice, oh baby, I think twice. But baby, this is serious. And are you thinking about you or us? Baby, don't say what you're about to say. No, 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 no. Look back before you leave my life. Don't you leave my life. Be sure before you close that door. Before you roll those dice, don't do what you're about to do. 'Cause everything depends on you, I depend on you. And whatever it takes, I'll sacrifice before you roll those dice. Don't say what you're about to say. you lead my life. And whatever it takes, I'll sacrifice before you roll those dice. Baby, think twice. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, Carnegie! Absolutely fantastic. Here we go. Are you ready? Yeah. Are you ready to be shocked? Yeah. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, this next person is making such a name for himself on the scene. In fact, he's taken the gay scene and the alternative scene by storm. We are talking about a future star without a shadow of a doubt. So please welcome on stage the one and the only DE Experience.
You're making me absolutely moist with those applause. It's so nice to come into a foreign country and have the clap off so many people at one time, isn't it? It's a beautiful thought, of course. Now, what can I do for you that's tasteful? Fuck all is the answer to that. To be totally honest, of course, it's not a family show. You might want to go home and make a family after you've looked at me in these gorgeous tights. Oh, honest to Christ, of course, it's all a ruse, of course, because the truth of the matter is that I'm better hung than Ruth Ellis. I really am, I swear to you. It's one of those times when you just have to ring the changes, don't you? Or if you're very desperate, change your ring. It's a beautiful night ahead of us, of course. The entertainment comes thick and fast. Some of my colleagues backstage, as you can imagine, some of them, I don't know whether to say it or not, some of them are actually drag queens. Don't quite know what a drag queen is. I think it's a man who dresses in women's clothes. I don't approve of it. I think they're lost souls. They're all fighting back there for the Rimmel. They really are. Or, I don't know whether it's Max Factor. I think he might have stuck his finger up a bum. I'm not quite sure what it is. It's what all the scene back there is friendly as you can imagine. It's a completely non-competitive evening tonight. We're all rooting for each other. We're all trying to shoot each other as well. And it's a beautiful evening. Because we're all close friends. We all go back a long way, about that fucking far. Anyway, yeah. Please. Thank you so much. Thank you. Oh, thank you. Thank you. 75, I'm fucked. I swear to you now, beautiful songs. Is there anybody in here tonight with kids? If you've got kids, say yes. You should be at home, you lazy bastard, looking after them. Out here swanning with us luck while we're having a good time. Let's do a little bit of a survey before we carry on. If you're a homosexual man or woman, stick your hand in the air and say aye. Aye. If you're a heterosexual man or woman, stick your hand in the air and say aye. You dozy bastards. You should have pretended you'd have blended in for a moment there. It wouldn't have hurt you. We have to do it all the fucking time. For Christ's sake, that's a political man. Please. That's a political statement. I didn't mean it. Sometimes political statements can be like a limp penis after a shag. They can just slip out, can't they? It's amazing. You don't expect it to. Now, is there anyone in the room tonight? Of course, I'm always doing little bits of surveys as I go on. Is there anybody in the room tonight who takes drugs? Isn't it amazing when you take ecstasy or acid or something like that and suddenly John Major's gorgeous, isn't he? You start to think to yourself that you could actually have sex with the man. Norma must be addicted.
How you doing? All right, sit down. Oh, sit down next to me. Yes, of course, here tonight, live on stage, this salubrious West End theatre on a low budget. It's time for me to bring out my friends. You see, my friends, I'm not an impressionist, really. No, I'm schizophrenic. I am. Now I'm a raving schizophrenic. And also, you might know that before I became a drag queen, thank you, yes, I was a midwife. And no, you can see me, can't you? I love midwifery because there's always somewhere wet to put your fag out. It was amazing. It was one of those wonderful jobs that I loved, I swear to you. Now, here we go with some Limerick. If there's anybody under 16 in the room, you will love this next section of the show because it's Limerick time. It's Limerick time. And here we go with a tasteful Limerick that if you're sick of your children, go home tonight. We're getting there, aren't we? Go home tonight and read them this Limerick, and it goes like this. There was a young lass from Peru who smothered her fanny in glue. She said with a grin, you pay to get in, you can pay to get out again too. You see, those and many more, all contained in the DE Experience book of childcare. You see, that's what I do. I advise people on childcare. Quick impression, Michael Jackson, do you want a shag? It's amazing, isn't it? That's all. Ah, yes, low, wonderfully low, yes. Another quick impression, Liza Minnelli.
Mom, you still there?
Oh, I don't mean to be sick, really. My name's Jonathan. Say hi, John. Hi, John. Say how you doing, John. How you doing, John? On the count of three, everybody go. Ooh, 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 ooh. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, fucking right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you don't fucking frighten me. Yes. Just doing that straight man thing, you know what I mean? Yeah, okay. Straight man, late night disco. What he's going to do? He's got two choices. He's pissed, he's heterosexual. He's either going to headbutt someone or dribble down a girl's ear for the last 3 songs.
Why is it that when they talk about BSE on television, they always show a skating cow?
So in these days, instead of beef being an evening meal that you're invited to, it's a hidden agenda. You think somebody's got one in for you?
It's roast beef, my dear. Sit down, enjoy.
Of course, they've started serving roast beef now on Lufthansa. Has anybody ever flown on Lufthansa Airways? Oh, God. The butchest women in the world. Just sit down! Don't answer back! My name is Helge. I'm the purser, and I love to dig the garden. With my teeth.
Excuse me, my husband's cold.
He wasn't last night. They're disgusting. Because I went to Germany, you see. I went to Germany because I thought all the butch men are in Germany. Fucking no, they're not. All the butch men aren't in Germany. We landed in Germany. Gay tourist guy came up to us and said, my name's Kurt. I hope you have a great stay. Campers are own tits, my dear. I'm not joking with you. The man was ultimately sort of feminine, you know what I mean? And while I was over there, I was treated to one sort of... It's a phenomenon, really. Has anybody ever watched a German porn film? Oh, yes. Yes.
Well, I saw one day. I just walked past. Yes, Sheldon, yes.
Yeah, you see, I was watching these German porn films. I couldn't believe it. What I decided was there's always a girl in German porn films with blonde hair and black roots and green eyeshadow. And then she's always got some glamorous name like, yeah, fuck off. You know what I mean? Something real glamorous. And they always tried the impossible. She's trying to smile with sperm in her eye. And I did decide when I watched the German porn film that if a man ever spoke to me like that when I was having sex, I'd kick the fucking shit out of him. They're not whispering words of love, they're like Stunts and Rauts and Fels and Stürz and Hals, Wunder and Filmens and don't hack Adolf Hitler for Christ's sake. What's the matter with them? Can't believe it. And she's trying to look glamorous. And all of a sudden, and her dialogue is always the same. If you speak German, you know what I'm talking about. She's always like on all fours going, Ihren Schwanz ist zu groß für meinen Bass. Ich komme gleich. And then all of a sudden, from nowhere, a farm animal gets involved. Ah, yeah, she's there giving it all the man's behind her. All of a sudden, from nowhere. Thank you, Porky. It's the most amazing spectacle. I couldn't believe it. I could not believe it. I've never had sex like that. But the one thing, you see, the thing is that I understand most things in life. One thing I don't understand, which I have to share with you now, is Indian films. India, I don't understand. Sorry, I don't. When you come home Sunday afternoon and you've had a bit too much to drink on Saturday night and you're a bit hungover, you want a bit of sanity, so you put on Channel 4, and what's the first thing you hear? An Indian film. 47 violins playing the same note at the same time. And it always sounds like that. It always sounds like... Oh, fucking Jesus Christ, no. And then the drums kick in. The drums are always the same. They always sound like... And then you're treated to the spectacle of this gorgeous starlet and this gorgeous star. They're both beautiful. She's gorgeous, big, beautiful eyes and lovely long hair. And they're there in the middle of the front room, and all of a sudden, smack, they're on a golf course surrounded by 50,000 dancers. And she doesn't seem to know how to say to her star, I want shagging and I want it now, without doing it from popping out from round a corner. It always looks the same. It's always like, always the same. And he can't say to her, I'm going to shag you, shitless, my dear, without coming towards her sideways like, yes! But above and beyond anything else, the one thing I don't understand is when they've got those gorgeous languages like Gujarati and Punjabi and Urdu, why, when they're having a Barney in the middle of this film, do they intersperse the argument with English words? I'll illustrate. There they are, having a row, and she says to him, Sandal Gargi is the Nazaman. Give to Hanse on a Range Rover. Range Rover? Nah, you're joking. You can't say that. And his reply is always the same. Give your hands up, don't you mean? Fargo Sandy is there, none of your fucking business. And he looks really adamant, you know what I mean? And the music to these films is always the same. It's a rip-off of a westernised hit, and it's called... I should see, they come in here today. What happened if they make a film about the Dame Edna experience on stage, here tonight at the Cockney? What would the dialogue be if they could see me right now? It'd be like, Sandal, Gargi is that dirty fucking drag queen. Miss Uncle Sargi is there right at the shitter. Yeah, it'd be disgusting, wouldn't it? Yeah, one of those adult films, of course. And the theme song would be a rip-off of a westernised hit. The theme song would be called Sado Argi he said love you. And it would be by Whitney Bargeran of Calcutta. And yeah, she's number one. And it always sounds like it's sort of like Sado Dadi Sana Dodo Gargi Sado Birchado Sari. How you doing?
Did they break the fucking mould and they made her? Oh wow. Wow, ladies and gentlemen, I was just stood back there and it occurred to me we are just surrounded by so much talent, aren't we? And they're all family. It's a nice thought. Okay, on we go. Right, you are in for just a mind-blowing experience. So fasten your seatbelts. Here we go. Please welcome Titti La Camp.
I'm only human. I'm just a woman. Help me believe what I could be and all that I am. Show me the stairway I have to climb. Lord, for my sake, teach me to take one day at a time. One day at a time, sweet Jesus. That's all I'm asking from you. Just give me the strength to do every day what I have to do. Yesterday's gone, You know, if you're looking below, it's worse now than then. Cheating and stealing, violence and crime. So for my sake, teach me to take one day at a time. One day at a time, sweet Jesus. That's all I'm asking from you. Just give me the strength to do every day what I have to do. Yesterday's gone, sweet Jesus. Tomorrow may never be mine. Lord, help me today. Show me the way. One day at a time.
Here we go then. You're in for a real treat right now. This young lady has just signed a 2-year contract with Granada Television. And the television's arriving a week next Tuesday, but right now... Oh, I'm a bastard, aren't I? Right now, I'd like to welcome on stage a very... Oh, hey up. Oh yes, been out turning a few bob, have you? Come on, hurry up, get a seat. Here's the madam on the end with the peroxide blonde, you know. Okay, an absolutely brilliant artist. So please welcome onto the stage the vocal and comedy talents of Miss Kerry Wilson.
Oh, what a lovely welcome. Thank you very much. Do you know, there's nothing better than a nice warm hand on your opening. Shh, you can never get enough of Bjork, can you, eh? It's oh so quiet. It's oh so still. You're all alone. So peaceful until you blow our fuse. Sound boom, devil cut loose. Sound boom, so what's the use? Woo, woo! You never been so like somebody guy. You wanna laugh, you wanna cry, you crush your heart and till it's over, and then just leave me alone. I've got POT. It's nice and quiet. But soon again starts another big riot. You fall in love, stand boom, devil cat loose, stand boom, so what's the use? Woo, woo, I'm falling in love. All together now. The sky kills them, the devil kills them. You blow, 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 blow a fuse. And you fall in love. Oh, thank you very much indeed. Thank you. Crikey, you're lovely, you are, aren't you? And you know, usually I would usually take a breather here and do a few of my world-famous Coronation Street impressions. But not tonight. Oh, go on then, you've twisted my arm. Yes, and do you know, I knew though that you were going to say that you wanted me doing because I've got my lucky knickers on tonight. And, oh, bloody hell, excuse me, but I've just let you into a little secret, right? Because straight after here, I'm actually going to a nudist party. Yeah, a bit of an exclusive nudist party, and oh God, I'm walking looking a bit strange because got a couple of rollers in, you know, want to look good. Yeah, oh blimey. And yes, Coronation Street is my favourite programme on telly, and I do a few impressions, and I thought, who better to do than Coronation Street, really? And, well, there's so many impressions I could do. People like, hey, what do you think you're playing at? Ken Barlow. Oh no, but I love the Websters, don't you, Sally and Kevin? Oh, flipping heck, Kev. Oh, flipping heck, Rosie, you naughty girl. Me and Kev had a really big wow the other night. He said to me, Sally, I don't know why you bother wearing a bra, because you've got nothing put in it. I said, flipping heck, Kev, you wear underpants, don't you? But I bet Mavis Wilton doesn't have to put up with things like that. Oh, well, actually, Sally, I'm feeling quite shocked at the moment. Oh, you see, Derek came home from work earlier today, and he said, oh, I can't say it, it was awful, though. He said, Mavis, love, come here. Can I smell your minge? Oh. Oh. I said, Derek, no, you can't. He said, it must be your feet then. Oh, but, you know, I bet Liz MacDonald doesn't have to suffer insults like that. Jim, Andy, Steve. Steve, Andy, Jim. Hi, you two could have a body like mine. In just 3 hours. Hey, do you know something? I went for a drink the other night in the Rovers with Deirdre, you know, went to drink. And we sat there, you know, and she says, Liz, why is it so hard to find caring, sensitive, good-looking fellas? I says, because they've already got boyfriends. Jim and me, we haven't been getting on for ages, right? Ages. And I knew a marriage was on the rocks ages ago, because he came home from work one day. One day, he came home from work. He took his trousers off, threw them at me, and he says, Liz, put those trousers on. Right. Oh. We said no, what he said, I would have laughed as well. But, no, he says, put those trousers on. I says, oh, so I did, didn't I? And he says, that's the last time you wear the trousers in this house. So I took my knickers off, didn't I? Threw them at him. I says, you put those knickers on. He says, you what? I says, put those knickers on now! He says, don't be daft, I'll never get in them. I says, no, and you won't ever again either! You know you make me wanna let my hands jumping, let my heart pumping, through my heel back. Come on now, don't forget to see I will. Yeah, don't forget to shout, yeah, 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 yeah. See you when you hit back, baby. Come on, come on. When you hit back, woo. Come on now, see that you love me. Come on now, come on now, come on. Hey. telly at the moment with their own shows? People like Ruby Wax. Ruby Wax, she's a good one. Yeah. Thank you very much. That was this interesting. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to my show. Later on in my show, I'm going to be speaking to a man who has spent his entire life savings on having a sex change. And now he's left without a sausage. But my first guest tonight is all the way from the Good Sex Guide. She's responsible for more merry men than Robin Hood. It is, of course, Margie Clark. Hi, girls. Do you know, I was in bed with my fellow the other night, and he had the cheek to say to me that I was a nymphomaniac. I said, how dare you? Get out my bed and take your 5 friends with you? Oh. Can you hear that? Can you hear that music? Can you? You know what that says to me? That says KD Lang. Through the darkest the chorus always someone might just break. Here beneath my skin, constant craving has always been. Makes me cry this one. Looks very well for his age. Yes, but do you know, this is my last song, and usually at the end of this song, people go absolutely crazy for more. I mean, at the end of this song, God, they stand up, they clap, they shout, they go crazy for more. Yeah, not holding my breath tonight, though. Indeed. Good night. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Kerry Wilson. Ladies and gentlemen, our next artists to grace the stage really are a legend on the gay scene. Everybody knows them, and they really are sensational. Done lots of television, and they really are a firm favourite of mine, and I know by the end of their show they're going to be a firm favourite of yours also. So please, a very, very warm welcome to Dave Lynn and Malitza! Yes! toilet at last. Look, a fish will never wander. Matzo balls. Gefilte fish. It's a lesbian who doesn't smoke tit. Hava Nagila, Hava Nagila, Hava Nagila, Venice Metha. Oh no, sorry. You've had cheap free entertainment here tonight. I want a big eye. All the lesbians first. 1, 2, 3. Oh, lonely. All the heterosexuals next. 1, 2, 3. Oh my god, we're inundated. All the gay men, 1, 2, 3. All the bisexuals, maybe, maybe not. We'll stay in, but go out, who gives a fuck? Hava Nagila, Hava Nagila, Hava Nagila, Venice Metha. Hava I didn't know I was working with Rosemary West. Havana, sorry dear, it's a joke. Havana, Havana, Venice Mata. What happened to Aunt Sally? You've been eating beef?
Yes, I didn't swallow it.
1, 2, 3, 4. Over the valley voices are singing melodies, a ringing dance, everyone dance. Dance where the corn is high under a golden sky. Dance where the world was born, dance, everyone dance. Whirl and turn about, lift up your arms and shout, join hands, sing along, dance, everyone dance. I'm not Roadrunner. Bit more out. Get a life. Blessa ne Let me introduce ourselves. I'm Dave Lynn. I'm Jewish, gay, left-handed Gemini and a drag queen. This is Malitza. She's older. All this trouble with the royal family, I wish they'd stop it. Diana had problems right at the beginning of the marriage. She went to the Queen one day, who was called Dockyard at the time, I don't know why. And she said to the Queen, she said, Mum, she said, every time I give Charles a blowjob, he gets heartburn. She said, oh, Diana, have you tried Andrews? She said, yes, but the same thing happens.
Well, my boyfriend and I decided to have a new coffee table, and he treated me. It was wonderful. He brought this very old coffee table home, and he said, I've got a psychic coffee table, Malitza. I said, don't believe all that. Don't. He said, try it. I said, all right. I said, psychic coffee table. I said, how much money is in my boyfriend's wallet? You know, it tapped its leg 5 times, and we opened his wallet, it was £5. I was amazed. So he said, oh, I'll have a try. So he said, psychic coffee table, how much money is in Malitza's handbag? And it tapped its leg 500 times. And of course, in my handbag's £500.
Where'd you get that from?
Well, he said, psychic coffee table, how did Malitza get that money? Well, the legs flew apart, the drawers fell down, and that's how the argument started.
Trouble is, it's true. I remember when Malitza and I first started the business, we weren't always as popular. We were prostitutes.
in a leper colony, but business dropped off. Do you remember your first customer, Malitza?
Oh yes, I had to work a week in hand.
I remember mine. We worked in France, didn't we?
Oh yes, I like that.
That was nice. And the madam rang up, she said to me, Dave, she didn't know. Because you're trained to be a prostitute, you don't just do it. You stand like this for 6 months. See anything you like? First 6 customers stole the bedspread, but I got better. She said, Dave, I got a French count. I think that's what she said. He wants to come up. I thought, well, c'est la vie. He came up and said, Madame. I said, yes. He said, although there is winter on my head, there is summer in my heart. I said, well, frankly, as long as there's plenty of spring in your bollocks, I couldn't give a fuck. My best friend, Vanessa, she said to me, Dave, she said, you know, I've got real flat tits. I said, well, go and see Dr. Ruth. So she did. She went down to Dr. Ruth, which is a nice trick if you can do it. Dr. Ruth was there going, yes, what's a little bit penis? She went, I got really fat. Well, what do you have to do every morning you wake up in the morning, you go, eeny, meeny, mo, please pay my scrub. Every morning you do this, it's a lot. Okay, bye-bye. £55,000 later, she's on the bus. She suddenly realised she hasn't done the exercise. She looks around, she goes, eeny, meeny, miny, mo, please make my tits grow. And the guy next to her went, did you go to Dr. Ruth? She said, how did you know? He went, hickory dickory dock. Gather around, I've got a story to tell about a Manhattan lady that I know very well. She lived at 5 Riverside, her name is Shirley DeVore, and she travelled round the world to meet the guy next door. Well, there was trouble inside apartment 29E, cause Shirley's mother and dad were as upset as can be. They said, we hate to complain, dear, and we don't like to grouse, but you're nearly 32, you should get out of the house. You got to ring them bells, you gotta ring them bells, you gotta make them sing and really ring them bells. It's such a happy thing to hear them ting-a-ling, you gotta ring them bells. Well, Shirley was 31 when she was loath to admit, and she had never been loved, which didn't thrill her a bit. And so she sat and she thought for hours on end, and said, I'll go to Chase Manhattan where I got me a friend. And so she borrowed a thou and called TWA, and told her mother and dad that she was up and away. I'm gonna travel the coast, and in a month, maybe 2, and haul me home a house if it's the last thing I do. You got to ring them bells, you gotta ring them bells, you gotta make them sing and really ring them bells. It's such a happy thing to hear them ting-a-ling, you gotta ring them bells. She met a Londoner first, but they did not hit it off, cause every time she approached, he got a bronchial cough. And so she went to Madrid and met a handsome signor, but he liked to throw the bull and he was no matador. She also bummed out in Brussels, in Mallorca and Rome, till someone said, try the broccoli beer before you go home. Cause it's a kind of a town where you'll be likely to fall, and all the sherry for the gentings find the bargains of all. You got to ring them bells, you gotta ring them bells, you gotta make them sing and really ring them bells. It's such a happy thing to hear them ting-a-ling, you gotta ring them bells. And so she went to Dubrovnik, and the very first day she met a guy on the beach who took her reason away. Yes, it was love at first sight, and quite a beautiful scene. She said, my name is Shirley DeVore. He said, I'm no Miss Everstein. She said, are you from New York? He said, that can't be denied. I've got a swell Junior 3 at number 5 Riverside Drive. 5? 5 Riverside Drive, New York, that's where you live? That's where I live. It was an echo. And a really loud one. I had a friend like you who killed himself with gas. They found the oven in his mouth. 5? Are you sure? As if that wasn't enough, for Shirley thought she'd gone dead when he told her his apartment there was 29F. Yeah, all right. Yeah, she was E, he was F, and they had not even met until she traveled the world to Yugoslavia. Yet he'd always been right next door, and she would never have known. If she hadn't tried Dubrovnik, she might still be alone. Well, there's a moral to learn from little Shirley DeVore, who had to borrow a laugh to find a lover next door. So girls who live in apartments, don't just stare at the wall. Open up the door and hide.